Hi, today I want to show you how to put together the Shamrock handle box from Simply Crafty SVGs. And this is a really simple box to put together, but before that I just wanted to show you how I lightly distressed and inked the shamrock for the side. Now these two shamrocks are from the cutouts, so as we cut the panel in the box, these are the remnants from the cutout, so we don't have to make a special file for these. So I am inking these with a distress tool using iced spruce distress oxide. So I just lightly go around the edges and go inside. I just wanted a little light touch to it. And then once I have them inked together, I will layer them, glue them together. And I do usually use a little piece of paper on the back. Even though I use a craft mat, I don't like to get my craft mat dirty because I end up getting it on me, so I usually have plenty of scrap paper around. So using my little fine tip applicator, I just glue those together, and it's just a nice handy additional embellishment to put on the side of the solid panels for the box. So once I had that done, we went ahead and started to put together the box, but first we want to put the panels on. So you can see that's the cutout. Those are the cutouts from the panels in the box. So I embossed them first with it's an older embossing folder from Cuttlebug, which was Celtic Knots. You can't see it as well here, but in the pictures you kind of can see it has a gently raised pattern. It was a nice little touch. Of course, embossing folders are one of my favorite things. I don't even think they actually sell it anymore. And then when you put on these other panels, you're just going to want to center them. And I do fold my... I actually fold the boxes a little bit before I put these on, so it gives me an idea of where the edges are for each side. I can see them a little bit better. And we'll do the second one. And if you do like our projects, I would appreciate a like below with a little thumbs up, or if you can subscribe, I would also appreciate that. You might have to go to the YouTube channel if you're viewing this in our product page. And so I have several of these handle boxes. I just think they're cute little boxes to easily hold some small gifts, and you could size them up just a little bit if you wanted to. You just have to make sure you use larger paper, because you can cut these individually on letter size. So these two pieces could be cut off, like I said, in letter size. And also there's I'm not showing you, but there's a panel that you can put in for if you want to put a little window, like an acrylic window. It can either go on the back or behind the panel layer with the cutout. So that's in the file. I just didn't include it in the video. But these boxes, when you close them, and you'll see when we get to the end, when you close them, you kind of just fold in the handles, and then you fold these over these little side slots over the handles. And for the most part, they stay in place. If it's been opened a lot, you might have to put a little glue dot or something like that. But we'll add these last panels, and the reason I don't add panels to the other two, you really don't see them once you slide these over. And we'll put those on after we get the box together, but we'll put them on the side. So we'll go ahead and add glue to this side tab. Then we'll line up the edge of the other piece to the tab fold and make sure it's centered up and lined up on the top and bottom as well. Apply pressure. And then we'll go ahead, and I always just kind of flip it over, but we can go ahead and flip over the other tab like this. Since it's square, it's easy to flip over, and then it should line right up, but just make sure it lines up properly before you apply pressure. I mean, this is how hard the box really is. And so we'll just go ahead. It has a no glue closure on the bottom, so you could store them flat if you wanted to. So we'll put in the forks first, then the sides, and then this little piece is a little bit longer, and I did that on purpose, but it takes a little bit to get in. You just want to slide it in and pop it in, and sometimes it takes a little time, so there you go. And you can see I'm just making sure flat inside. That's what it looks like. If you wanted additional structure, you could always put something, glue something down there. And then you go ahead, this is how it closes. Just slide one over and then the next one over. And they said usually the pressure will hold it, but if you need a little dot of glue or like a little glue dot at the other end, you could do that as well. So I'm using Scotch foam tape to pop these up just a little bit on the side. Sometimes I use something from 99-cent store, but I like this foam tape much better. It's easy to cut. You can tear it with your hands as well, your little fingers. So if you just want to tear it, but I usually cut it. And here's a closer look at it. And I'll show you how it opens. So you could put a little treat in there and it would show through those openings. And it just opens like that. So I said the more you open and close, it will get looser on the top. But that's it. It's a nice little box for St. Patrick's Day. And thank you for watching.